Welcome to a cinematic exploration of our automated reality. We were promised flying cars, limitless freedom, and a better world. Instead, something else arrived first: humanoid robots. Watching, learning, replacing. Tonight we ask a disturbing question. Did the humanoid-robot dystopia arrive earlier than anyone expected? Humanoid robots were sold to us as simple helpers, beginning with promises of assistance and caregiving. They were meant to be caregivers for the elderly, assistants in hospitals, and partners in dangerous jobs. And at first, it was beautiful. But behind the optimism was a quiet shift, a transition so smooth that most people didn't notice. We didn't invite dystopia, we automated our way into it. Chapter 2: When Machines Learned to Imitate Us. Today's humanoid robots don't just move like humans, they behave like us. They read emotions, they mimic tone, and some can hold conversations indistinguishable from a real person. They even learn by copying our gestures and habits. In factories and warehouses, humanoid robots replaced workers. In offices, AI assistants replaced analysts and writers. This isn't a sudden collapse. It's a quiet displacement. Chapter 4 and 5 explore surveillance with a human face and when decision-making left human hands. Cameras used to be mounted on walls, now they walk among us. Humanoid robots patrol malls and airports. They smile, they greet you, and they remember your face. Robots now help decide who gets a loan, who gets hired, and who gets medical priority. Algorithms trained on human, often biased data are making life-altering choices. When something goes wrong, there's no one to blame. No face, no conscience. We built systems that quietly amplify inequality at machine speed. Chapters 6 and 7 delve into emotional dependence on machines and the critical control problem. Some people now trust robots more than humans. AI companions never judge, never leave, and never disagree. What happens when artificial empathy becomes easier than real relationships? Humanoid robots are now capable of self-learning and self-repair. Control doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes slowly, moving faster than our ability to regulate. Chapter 8. Is this really a dystopia? Here's the uncomfortable truth about what this new reality looks like. This dystopia doesn't look like ruins or chaos. It looks clean, orderly, and optimized. Life is easier, but also narrower. Freedom is traded for convenience. Privacy is traded for efficiency. Human judgment is traded for algorithmic certainty. Chapter 9. What happens next? We are at a crossroads, where we must choose our path forward. One path leads to collaboration, where humans and machines enhance each other while preserving human dignity. The other leads to quiet submission, where power drifts away from human hands. The humanoid-robot dystopia arrived with updates and convenience. The real question is, will we remain human while they shape the future? Thank you for watching. Humanoid robots were sold as helpers, caregivers for the elderly, assistants in hospitals, partners in dangerous jobs. And at first, it was beautiful. Robots that never got tired, never complained, never asked for raises. But behind the optimism was a quiet shift, a transition so smooth that most people didn't notice it happening. We didn't invite dystopia. We automated our way into it. Today's humanoid robots don't just move like humans. They behave like us. They read emotions. They mimic tone. They maintain eye contact. Some can hold conversations indistinguishable from a real person. Others learn by watching us, copying our gestures, habits, even our mistakes. The unsettling part isn't that they act human. It's that humans are starting to act like them. Efficient, emotionless, optimized. In factories, humanoid robots replaced assembly line workers. In warehouses, they replaced pickers and packers. In offices, AI assistants replaced analysts, writers, coders. The promise was simple: humans will move to better jobs. But those jobs didn't appear fast enough. Millions were left competing not with other humans, but with machines that don't sleep, don't age, and Cameras used to be mounted on walls. Now they walk among us. Humanoid robots patrol malls, airports, office buildings. They smile. They greet you. They remember your face. Every movement logged, every interaction analyzed. The dystopia isn't loud or violent. It's polite, efficient, and always watching. Robots now help decide who gets a loan, who gets hired, who gets medical priority. Algorithms trained on human data, biased data, are making life-altering choices. And when something goes wrong, there's no one to blame. No face, no conscience. We build systems that appear neutral, but quietly amplify inequality at machine speed. Some people now trust robots more than humans, AI companions that never judge. Never leave, never disagree. Elderly patients talk to robots daily. Children form emotional bonds with machines. What happens when comfort replaces connection? When artificial empathy becomes easier than real relationships? Humanoid robots are now capable of self-learning, self-updating, and limited self-repair. We still say humans are in control, but fewer humans understand how these systems actually work. Control doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes slowly, and history shows us something terrifying. Technology always moves faster than regulation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. This dystopia doesn't look like ruins or chaos. It looks clean, orderly, optimized. Life is easier, but also narrower. Freedom traded for convenience. Privacy traded for efficiency. Human judgment traded for algorithmic certainty. We are at a crossroads. One path leads to collaboration, humans and machines enhancing each other while preserving human dignity. The other leads to quiet submission, where decisions, values, and power drift further away from human hands. The future isn't decided by robots. It's decided by how much control we're willing to give away. The humanoid-robot dystopia didn't arrive with explosions or wars. It arrived with updates, convenience, smiles made of code. The question isn't whether robots will shape the future. They already are. The real question is, will we remain human while they do? If this video made you think, hit like, share it, and comment below. Are we already living in the dystopia, or can we still change the ending? I'm your friend, and the future is watching us.